Hi, this is Miss Wiles, and I was thinking about just how boring it looked whenever we started our videos like this. So I decided to do something, and here's what you'll see from now on. Math with Miss Wiles. Get some. And if any of you have a better idea, I'd be very willing to take your ideas because I may not be the most creative person around here. Probably not. But let's get some. All right. This is our SMA Prep 2, and this is number 3. There is a set of 4 even integers. 5 times the largest integer is 4 more than twice the sum of the other 3 integers. What is the largest integer, in the set? And this is a problem that is best solved algebraically. There are some problems that I would say just use some idea to figure it out. And even this problem, every once in a while, you may get as lucky as a certain guy I know named Verlan, and you may actually guess the right answer right off the bat. But that doesn't happen very often because there are a lot of even integers out there to choose from. Be that as it may, let's look at how to solve this algebraically. First of all, there is a set of 4 even integers. I need to use a variable that I can solve for to represent these 4 even integers. Now, I do need to know that integers are positive and negative numbers. We'll call them their whole numbers. No decimals, no fractions, and 0. Even, of course, means that they can be, they're divisible by 2. So we're talking about 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Miss Wiles, because she makes these super awesome videos. Once we know that, then the big thing here is getting into the idea of what do I do when I don't know something in algebra. And in creating that equation, we take one of these 4 even integers and we make it equal to x. So we say let x be the smallest integer. The smallest of those 4. It'll be the smallest one. And then I have to look at the relationship between this x and the next x. If they were, oh yeah, and we need to add this word in here, that they are consecutive. These integers are consecutive. It should have been a word that was included in the problem in the first place, but sometimes problems aren't written well, and so you just go based on what you see. If x is the smallest integer, if they were consecutive, then I could say that the next one will be x plus 2. It'll be the next one, and then x plus 4 will be the third one, and x plus 6 will be the 4th integer. This will be the largest. Here's an example of that to show you how that works. If x was 2, then the next number would be 4, and then 2 plus 4 is 6, and then 2 plus 6 is 8. So we would have 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm not going to do it again, I promise. All right. Then we take the words that follow this once we have established how we're going to use that variable. We wouldn't want to make them like x, y, z, and q because that's just too much to solve for. We need to find that relationship that that is already there. Even though they haven't told us explicitly, they've given us hint as to what kind of relationship we can set up. So then I'm going to take these words 5 times, that'd be 5, the largest integer, that was x plus 6, is, that's an equals, 4 more than, that's a 4 plus, and then we're going to use the next line. Twice means 2 times, the sum of, when I see the words the sum of, that means I'm going to put something in parentheses, especially if it comes in the midst of this big thing that's going on. The sum of the other 3 integers. Those of you who are in class with me today will see in just a moment why I'm underlining other 3 times, because this is where we made our mistake in class. The other 3 integers are x and x plus 2 and x plus 4. We in class made a mistake. Our mistake was here. We used x plus 2, x plus 4, and x plus 6 for those 3 integers, and what we needed to do was use the other 3 integers in that parentheses. Now that's all spread out, so let's make it look algebraically the way that we want to. 5 times x plus 6 is twice, or is 4 more than, I'm going to put it on the end here just because I want to. Doesn't matter. It could be in the beginning. Twice the sum of x plus 2 plus x plus 4. Those are the 3 integers that are not the largest one. It's the other 3 integers. My next step, I'm just going to bring this down because I'm getting ready to combine these that are inside this parentheses. I'm going to wait to do the distributive property and do both distributive properties at one time. Notice how on my paper I'm using my lines, I'm keeping everything lined up. I am not writing very small. I want to be able to see this. I want to be able to see what's going on and be able to keep this along with everything so that I can follow very easily what I did. I can even make notes to myself like I did here as to what's being done in each step, and you can pause and actually listen here and do that. Before we do the distributive property, we're going to combine the like terms that are inside these parentheses because they are. Now I have x plus x plus x, that's 3 x's. Now I have plus 2 and plus 4, that's plus 6. That plus 4 comes on down. Everything's nice and neat. Now I'm going to write a note out here. We combined like terms inside those parentheses. Next, we're going to do the distributive property. We're going to do that by 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times 6 is plus 30. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 12 and plus 4. Notice still, all my equal signs lined up. Everything's looking nice and pretty. Next, I notice that as I look across, I notice that on the right-hand side I've got 2 like terms here. So I'm going to combine those like terms again. You're going to see that abbreviation. That's what that's going to mean. Combine like terms. The 5x plus 30 stays just like it is, and then we have 6x plus 12 and 4 is 16. Now I'm going to begin to solve. I'm going to begin to solve by subtracting 16 from each side. I like to keep things positive, so I'm going to subtract the smallest, whatever it was, and notice I'm going from side to side now. These cancel out. On the right-hand side, I'm left with 6x. On the left-hand side, I have 5x and plus 30 minus 16. 30 minus 16, if you had to work this out, bar that 1, that's 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 2 minus 1 is 1. 30 minus 16 is 14. Now I notice that I've got variables still on both sides, but I've only got my number here, so I'm going to subtract the 5x from here. Take my variables over to this side. These cancel out. On the left-hand side, I'm left with 14, and on the right-hand side, I have 6 minus 5, which is 1x. I put the 1 in. You can't even see what I'm doing. Here we go. Move on up. I lost track. I dotted the 1 because we don't usually put the 1, but you know that it's there. So it is solved, and x equals 14. But then I need to go back to my original question to see what they really want. They want to know what is the largest number in the set. Well, based on what I have, if x is 14, that's the smallest number. X plus 2 would be the next number. X plus 4 would be the third number. And x plus 6 would be my largest number, which is 20. And that is the answer. Yes, that's a lot, but it does get easier if you don't have to sit and write everything, every step. These are notes. When you work it out, this is really what you're doing, because all of this other stuff should happen in your brain. So that's a very nice question, and I hope you'll leave comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions, or just wait until you get to class. Use a highlighter, highlight anything that you don't understand, anything that you want clarification on. I am here to help you, and that is all I have to say about that.